Hi everyone, it's Christine Josty from Mail Something Pretty, and I was asked a question about how I store my scraps of cardstock. So I thought, I'm sure more than one person had the same question, so I thought I would show you what I do. I used to use just a box and I would throw scraps in the box, and then I would forget what was underneath the layers, and then it wasn't really a very good way of using up my scraps because I kept adding to the top. And so I came up with this hanging file system. And so these are, you know, old-fashioned hanging files. And what I did is I used the tab punch. I forget the whole name of it, but you can use circles, you can use anything. So I used a piece of that cardstock, and some of them I've labeled, like this is HH for Highland Heather, and I just throw my scraps in the hanging file. And so this one I wrote apple for Granny Apple Green, and this one has more scraps. And I have a color, or a folder rather, for each color. Pumpkin pie, this one's just as an N for navy, so you get the idea. So I have one for every color, and then you just kind of stagger the placements when I put them in the cabinet, which I'll show you in a second. And so that way I've actually figured out I really like this system because I know if it's empty I can just start a new piece of paper, but if I have a bunch of scraps then I know to use them up and not feel badly about using them, and I like to use up my scraps. So that's kind of the system I do. I'm just going to pause it for a second and I will show you how I have it in the system, the container, and I'll also show you what I do with my 12 by 12 papers. So hang on a second. Okay, so this is the, I don't know what you call it, the storage system of the hanging file folder I have. And so I have all my folders here. There's a whole bunch of Bermuda Bay, and it goes all the way into the back. And I group them I'm going to turn the camera so don't get dizzy. I group them by ink colors in the front. So this is the most recent ink colors, the lipstick, Grapefruit Grove, Pineapple Punch, Clover, and Blueberry Bushel. And then the next set are the ones that will be retiring soonest. So this is happens to be I'm going to forget the colors, Powder Pink, Fig, Lime, which is my favorite. I'm going to be very sad to retire Berry Burst and Tranquil Tide. And after that, I like to group mine by color. So I had taken a few out, but I do all my blues together, all my pinks and reds together, all my yellows together, oranges kind of go in there, greens. I find it, and all the neutrals are in the back. I like to work with color that way. I know some people like to do them by the collection, so they keep all the brights together, all the neutrals together, and the subtles and the regals. So you can do that, but for me and how my brain works, I like all the colors to be together. And then what I do for my 12 by 12, so this piece here is actually supposed to slide in right here, but I took it out for two reasons. One, I have better access to the colors here, but also now I put this on top of the rack I have, so it sits on top, and so then I can keep my 12 and 12, which are too tall, you know, to fit in here. And so I keep my 12 by 12 designer paper actually in the packaging it comes, and you can just see I just keep all the scraps, the little pieces in the front and the big pieces in the back. So you can kind of see all the ones that I have here. And then in the back I keep like the foil. Oh, let me go back here. This is an old one. All my foil papers, and then window sheets and the glitter paper. And then what I do in the very back is I keep the extra cardboard pieces when you finish up a pack. You get the cardboard because you never know when you need cardboard to, if you're going to do watercoloring or painting, and so it just kind of keeps it out of the way. So that is my system right there. I hope that's helpful. I can't tell you where I got this. I really don't remember, but my guess it was some sort of office store. So that's how I store my cardstock, both the solid colors and the designer pattern papers. I hope this was helpful. This is Christine at mailsomethingpretty.com. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.